Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Mike, for your great introduction. Diesel progress was always a good information for us, provide a lot of good insights of what's going on around the world. Elia, thanks for inviting us today. So the title of my presentation today is Harmonizing Non-Road Compression Engine Emission Regulations Around the World. So before I get into my subject, I need to present about my company so that my company can cover my expense. And also I think a lot of you, what I heard so far, don't know about our company. So AGCO is agriculture company. We make tractors and combines, and we also make our own engines called AGCO Power. This is the mission. This is our vision and our mission, providing a high-tech solution for professional farmers feeding the world. It's a very, very clear vision. And also our mission is profitable growth through superior customer service, innovating quality and commitment. So we have 4 brands. The first one is Yellow Challenger. The second one is Fendt. Massey Ferguson is our flagship. Valtra is another brand. And then GSI, it's a grain storage and protein production solution. So Challenger product we build in North America, in Jackson, Minnesota. That's our heavy-duty tractor brand. Fendt tractor we build in Germany. And Massey Ferguson tractor we build in Europe and North America, also in Brazil, China, and also in India. Valtra tractor is built in Finland, and then GSI is our protein solution across the globe. This is, and I apologize, it's pretty small. So this is our AGCO's global presence in the world. In North America, our headquarters is in Atlanta, Georgia. It's in Duluth, which is about 30 miles northeast of Atlanta. And then we have sales and marketing department in Duluth as well. We have 2 manufacturing plants in U.S. One is in Jackson, Minnesota, and the other one is Heston, Kansas. That's where we build combines and combines and other small implements. Then we have an engine factory in Brazil. That's where we build tier 2 or stage 2. Starting next year, we're going to be building tier 3 engines, diesel engines. If you look at it in Europe, we have a heavy presence in Europe. Our diesel engines are built in Finland. Most compliance engines, tier 4 final and stage 4. And then we also have an engine factory in China. That's where we are building currently tier 0 and starting next year tier 3 and stage 4 engines in China for our global market. Okay. As I mentioned, we have 5 major brands. We also offer all type of farming equipments, and precision farming is also introduced last year. We have a developing markets, 3,000 dealers across the world, and we also have a global network within our global dealers. So looking at 2014 sales by geographic region, Asia, Europe and Middle East, 50%, North America, 26%, South America 13%, and Asia Pacific is 5%. The diversified of our product by sale is tractor 57%, replacement parts 16%, then other machinery 9%, grain storage and protein is 10%. And then we have application equipments, which is 4%. So this is how we diversify our product across the globe. So now moving on to the main topic, which is providing the update to you about what's going on across the globe. And this is according to our best knowledge that I'm going to present today. And if you feel like something is not correct, please let me know end of the presentation so that you can update that. So starting from the top, on the right-hand side, we have Eurasia Economic Union, EAEU, that includes Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Russia. So previously, a couple of years ago, we have a GHOST standard that was replaced by TRTS 031 2012, which is an agriculture and safety standard, and that was applied in EAEU. So according to that, this standard, starting February 2015, all these 5 countries, they are going with stage 3A for agriculture tractors only. I apologize, I missed ag word there. So it's just agriculture tractors. Combines and windrowers are not included in that category. But this is again, depending upon which product category you are, EAEU is going with stage 3A starting middle of 2017. Now, the availability of sulfur diesel fuel ranges between 10 to 2000 ppm. So that's the best, that is the major challenge we have in those countries, even though if you plan to bring a very compliance product, but if the low sulfur diesel fuel is not available, that's going to be a biggest challenge in that area. Now, there are companies like Deere, Claas, FTP, and AGCO. They are working with the Belarus government to skip stage 3B and go directly to stage 4 in 2025. We don't know the outcome of that discussion yet because it's an ongoing discussion going on. It's really very difficult to get any information from Russia. But what we know today is February 2017 is the date. Okay. Now moving on to China, according to GB 2089-2014, all engines manufactured January 1st, 2015 must be stage 3, and all machines sold to the customer April 1st, 2016 must have an engine that meets stage 3 requirement in China. Now, the Chinese government last December 2015, they had a meeting with all the manufacturers in China, and they gave us a flexibility until end of November this year, so that if we have a machine, tractor, combine, or anything that has a tier 2 engine or stage 2 engine, we can still sell that end of next month. But starting December 2016, all machines must have stage 3A engine for the sale in China. Now, VECC announced major changes to the certification procedure last December, and the major changes was to improve the compliance certification process and also the labeling process. So this is what we know today, but we are also hearing that some companies working with the VECC to sell their inventory machines by end of this year, but we don't know what the official wordings are. Okay. Moving down to India is stage 3A, and then Singapore is stage 4. Japan stage 4 starting this year. South Korea is tier 4 final. And then Indonesia is stage 2 starting this year. Now Australia we have a lot of unknown information about Australia. Australia, according to the regulations, what we know today is unregulated. But we know that a lot of companies, they are selling their tier 3 or stage 3 products in Australia, and the reason being is that because of the availability of low sulfur diesel fuel and the DEF. So on highway application, we are seeing a lot of tier 3 or stage 3 compliant on highway trucks and trailers. But for off-road applications, we don't have any official wordings from the Australian government. Moving on to Middle East. Middle East and most countries of the Asia are unregulated. Saudi Arabia, they have announced a couple of years ago that they will be stage 1 in 2017. But if we go to their website, there is no update. So we are assuming that either stage 1 in Saudi Arabia will push out for next couple of years or 4 or 5 years. We don't know that yet. Last year I attended one of the emission conference in UAE, Dubai, and according to the dealers in Dubai, most of the construction equipments in Dubai or UAE, they are tier 3 or stage 3A. And again, the reason is that because of the availability of low sulfur diesel fuel and also the DEF. Moving on to Europe, we know that all EU countries are stage 4. And we also know that starting 2019 and 2020, Europe is going with stage 5. Turkey is stage 3B today, and starting October 2018, they will be going with stage 3B. Israel, stage 4, and South Africa is stage 2. Moving on to North America, US and Canada, they are stage 4. Canada is almost aligned with EPA US stage 4 final requirements. Brazil, they are coming in stage 3A for in 2017, next year, for above 75 kilowatt products, and 2019 below 75 kilowatt products in 2019. Now Chile is kind of surprise to us. Earlier this year, the Chilean government, they came up with the proposal to implement stage 3A in October 2018. So as I mentioned before, we have a lot of presence in Brazil. So a lot of our folks in Brazil, they said that it's going to be difficult for a lot of engine manufacturers to comply to dates in South America. So working with the EMA, Engine Manufacturing Association, a lot of EMA members, we get together and we approached to the Chilean government and we presented a proposal to them, and we requested to them that if Chilean government align 100% with emission limits and also with the emission timelines with Brazil government, it's going to be really helpful for our marketing folks to introduce the same product in Chile and also in Brazil. We have not heard back from them, EMA, but the notion we got from the Chilean government was very, very positive, and we believe that they will follow Brazilian guidelines when it comes to the engine certification. Just to mention one more thing is ECE R96. So EAEU, including Russia, South Africa, Morocco, Turkey, they all accept ECE R96 certifications, which means that if you have a previous Tier 3 or Stage 3A certification from European Union, you can apply for that specific country to get the certificate without doing any emission testing or without going through any special certification process. Okay, so the next topic would be harmonizing off-road emission regulations. This is something that we are working with EMA to approach to the government if they are planning to do something different other than R96. R96 it's a United Nations certification process, and the purpose of convincing those countries who are just following the North American and European regulation is to convince them that the certification process is already there. If you accept those regulations, R96, then it's going to make our life easier as an engine manufacturer to go through the certification process. So I put together a couple of terms here, and these are EMA terms. First adopters are the countries who are actually came up with the regulations, for example, US and European Union. And the second adopters are the followers who are following those regulations, and they're modifying those regulations based upon their local need or their local requirements. Now, one of the benefit of ECE R96 is it has a testing standard, and it also include safety standards. So the countries who have adopted and signed 1958 European Union Economic Agreement, they can easily adopt R96 certification. And if the engine manufacturer has current stage 2 or stage 3A certification from any recognized EU country, then most likely it is simple to obtain R96 certification, as I mentioned, and you can use that certificate to import or sell product to any other countries. Now, some of the benefits that I put together here, it's a long list, but having a commonized R96 requirement will reduce workload for certification process for people who are actually responsible for the certification. It reduced the engine and emission testing process, which takes months and it costs thousands of dollars. It reduced homologation process. Homologating a full machine, it's a very complex process, and if you are involved in homologation process, it's a very painful process, and it takes a lot of effort and time and resources to go through the homologation process for each countries. And also, another benefit is we can commonize the technology between one country and another and use common engine components. It adds up to the bottom line of the country, to the company. And also it helps parts and service components you can sell across different countries. So some of the technologies that are already available out there is I have listed here. Okay, so moving on to the graph, it's a well-known graph. So we have red box with the high emission that was back in 1996, and we moved on to the yellow box, which is a 90% reduction from the red box, so which is a tier 4 final. And in stage 5, we will be reducing more emissions. So the tier 4 final levels can be reached with or without EGR, but we definitely need SCR technology. And again, balancing system cost is challenging because every time you make any changes, it increases the complexity with the fuel efficiency, and the total cost of the ownership will affect. So we have several options here: EGR plus DOC plus DPF plus SCR, which is a low fuel efficiency, but the cost is much higher as compared to if you introduce EGR, DOC, SCR, or LNT technology. So the most cost-efficient technology that is available today with the Tier 3 engine is just introduce SCR only, and ACCO has done that. ACCO Corporation was the only company who introduced SCR technology at Tier 3 level in 2010. ACCO Corporation was the first one who got first EPA certificate in 2010 with SCR technology. And we have a very good track record of the implementation of SCR technology in the US. And it's so far we build a pretty good reputation of our products with our customers. And again, with Tier 4 interim in 2011 and Tier 4 final in 2014, ACCO products have included only DOC into our SCR system. And have a slide I'll show you next. Stage 5, we can add a DPF that will reduce 85% PM, and we can also reduce large reduction in toxic, and over 250,000 retrofit options are available with the DPF. So this is ACCO solution for a Tier 4 final technology, and basically we have DOC, SCR, an ammonia slip catalyst, and 2 NOx sensors, 3 temperature sensors, and we are using Bosch DEF AdBlue dosing system. So challenges for meeting off-road emission regulations is if we do not harmonize with the other country, it's really tough for off-road applications with the SCR technology, is because a lot of vibrational dust and rough terrain environment is available in off-highway applications. So it's really difficult to maintain the SCR system there. High emission than on-road heavy-duty engines as compared to off-road, more diverse engines and equipments than on-road. So we have a variety of range of product between the kilowatts from small tractor below 37 kilowatts all the way to 560 kilowatts. Maintenance is another issue in the field because customers, they have to take their machine to the dealer for major fix, and also the availability of ultra low, AdBlue or DEF in a very, very rigid area where far away from the cities. I still believe that the availability of DEF is very challenging in some parts of the US and Canada. And also meeting the warranty time period is very challenging. We have seen, according to CARB, they are seeing a lot of warranty issues even before the warranty period ends. The transportation cost is another challenge because if a farmer cannot fix his machine in the field, he has to transport the machine to the dealer. And because most of the maintenance are being done in the field for these products. But at the end, retrofit is also available. That's another option. If you're looking for any retrofit options to add DPF or SCR catalyst, you can also do that, working with the engine manufacturer. So that's it for my presentation. If you have any question, welcome to take those.